What happened to my camera? Oh my goodness. We're already flopping. Wow, what a start to this episode. Hey, there we're back. It's been a crazy week with the channel, and I think you all would probably agree with that if you've seen a thing or two. But I think it's about, is it not as good as it could have gone? Is it just like, it's crazy. I said to myself, I don't want to start the stream until we hit 6,000 subscribers. And guess what? Well, I just looked at it again. It's now at 6,008. So right as I was about to go live, I looked and saw that it said on my channel 6.00 subscribers. And I just have to say, it's pretty crazy. I guess I have a little bit of imposter syndrome, to say the least. I don't know if I've fully digested what this means. I guess in some ways it doesn't mean much. Like the channel isn't gonna, nothing about the channel is really gonna change. Still have the weekly CPA-fol podcasts. Still have, whenever LEGO drops a new set or reveals a new set that I'm a fan of, always gonna do a quick little review on that. Like nothing's really changing. It's always good to have those wins that keep on giving. And I think this is definitely one of them. And I'm super glad, super proud of that. If you haven't seen anything crazy on the channel yet, just to bring everyone up to speed, as this feels like one of the first streams in a while where it's just me. It's just you and me talking about the state of LEGO, talking about the state of the channel, just talking about everything and anything. So I'm super excited, as always, to just chill. I know I have actually, ever since Brick World, I created this schedule for CPA-fol podcasts to have throughout the end of the year, honestly. And this one was gonna be a little different, but hey, I'm glad that I just have this opportunity for. Okay, apparently the USB is not a fan, or it's not plugged in all the way. Hey, look at that. I'll fix that. Don't worry, everyone. Don't you worry. Don't worry, we'll get video back soon. Apparently I'm having a little bit of a struggle bus situation here, but I'm getting things all figured out. Right off the bat, this is actually a channel first. I don't think I've ever had anything go this crazy, so hey, we're rolling with the punches. But of course, yes, as the title has hopefully been clear to you, today we're going to be talking about the Bricklink Designer Program. Obviously, very excited. Always love talking about the Bricklink Designer Program. It's definitely probably my favorite thing that has come out of LEGO that I've found, I guess, since I've created the channel. So before the channel was in existence, I didn't even know it was a thing. So to find this as a result of starting the channel, and then just everything that's happened in the meantime because of creating the channel, it's just awesome to be here. Very glad to be here. And of course, before we get too far into the stream today, I do want to welcome all the members of the firm that are hanging out in chat today. Of course, as always, we've got Angry Canadian, a pillar of the community, a pillar of the firm, with his, I believe that's a 6-month badge? Is that a 6-month badge? That's super cool. And then, of course, Papa Rex, a newer member of the firm. I think you're hitting 2 months. I'll have to look up actually what what these badges mean, because it's been a long time since I've created them, and I feel like I need to know what the badges are. Let's see. Really, they're not gonna let me see them. Let's see. I still haven't created a membership video. So we've got new member, 1 month, 2 month, 6 month. Yeah, I think you've got the 6 month badge. Either way, one of the longest members of the firm. Always glad to have you here. Of course, Mrs. CPA, happy Saturday to everyone in chat today. And then Cooper holding down the fort. He was here very early for the pre-play gang, which I was very appreciative of. He mentioned 6K subs is less than 100 away. And well, from the time you sent that message until now, smashed that, which is just crazy. Absolutely crazy. And of course, let me know if the music is too loud. I do want to make sure that people in the replay gang aren't going to have their ears blown out by that. Cool Han, one of the UK boys, of course, overseas, holding down the fort across the pond. Always glad to have you in chat. And then Liam Brick the Bed. I know I've seen you in here a couple times. I'm sure you're from the ACOB crew, which is always wonderful to get some people from over there coming over here. And yeah, I won't talk about the chat too much with the name mentions, but yeah, we might talk about that this stream. I might hold that off for a little bit further. Just know it wasn't a negative reason why I had to change or why I chose to change the name. I didn't have to change the name. Yes, I did choose myself to change the name. So no bad news, no anything like that. Like no one reached out to me and told me you have to change the name. It's just at a high level, opportunities in the future will be very, very restricted if I didn't. So I just decided, why not do it now? The SEO and all that good stuff is still going to be there. So, and I'll just be able to build it even sooner. So very glad for that. And of course, one of the earliest members, honestly, Dave Bricks from Australia. G'day, CPA. Great to have you in here. Need more Bionicle talk. Don't worry. One of the future streams, Bionicle is on the agenda. And Bionicle is always in the background. Always. Never going to move that. Never going to move that. And yes, Fabu, thanks for joining today, joining the stream. Congrats on 6K. Had to take Hugh Jackman's shirt off for it, but a win is a win, 100%. You know, there's certain things I will do for a certain number of subscribers, and taking off Hugh Jackman's shirt. Ripping off Hugh Jackman's shirt, nonetheless, is one of them. 100%. And yes, of course, I did see this pop up as I was doing my little monologue. Thank you for joining as an intern, Cool Han Luke Bricks, newest member of the firm, joining at intern, which I believe intern it's the most accessible level. Anyone, I feel like even if you're on a tight budget, you can afford intern, 99 cents per month, just to give you a little bit cooler presence in chat with that green name, with that new badge that you get to keep for as long as you're with the firm. So, hey, there's perks aplenty for our members here. And I'm toying with creating a member. I know I've said it a million times, but I seriously do want to do a members only stream coming up soon. Maybe in October? I want to think of something good enough that it's worth it for the members to just kind of keep it to that solo, that core crew. So we've got options. I'll think of something, don't worry. But I want it to be special enough. So I'll be brainstorming for that, of course. Okay, Mrs. CPA has got the drop. Green is 1 month, blue is 2 months, yellow is 6 months. So yeah, we do have a lot of people in that 2 months, which is awesome. Richie, great to see you in chat. Congrats on 6K. Proud of you, CPA. Dude, it's crazy. It's absolutely wild. I never imagined in my wildest dreams that I would have 6K subs like a year and 3 months after creating my YouTube channel. Like, that just was never in my mind, to say the least. And to have a short hit 2 million views, no less. Overnight, it hit 2 million views. Not like in one night, but last night it hit 2 million views. And it's been on the market since August 1st, which is kind of nice because then like every month I'll know. So September 1st, it'll be 30 days, all that jazz. So just overall super excited, super glad that hit. And I think, man, I may have found a new niche. I don't know, you guys, let me know what you think. But I think it would be really fun when new videos, new movies come out, if I recreate them in Lego. Just to kind of stay current with the current events, but still have this little niche that, hey, it worked with Deadpool. Deadpool was a pretty big phenomenon. I'm not going to say every video is going to hit like that, or every short, I should say. But if I can make a short that I'm proud of, if I can make a short that hits, that has good editing, bring something new to the table with Lego, I think that's a win. I think that's awesome. And hey, if it gets 1 million, 2 million views, a couple thousand subs from it, that's a win for me. I will take that to the literal bank. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why YouTube only lets you gift 5. I think that's ridiculous. Let's see. Can you gift 99-cent memberships on YouTube? I mean, certainly I can only imagine they just locked it for whatever dumb reason. Why is it more than $1 to gift a $1 membership? I didn't even know that is YouTube. Nothing really is being visible with that. So we'll worry about that at a later date. Make sure if you're new, if you just hopped in the stream and you're not part of the pre-play gang, make sure you're hitting that like button. Here, let me pull up my little thingy. Like the stream. Hit that subscribe button. And if you're so inclined, gotta get that bug out of here. Hit the bell. Get those notifications for new shorts, for new videos that drop. Of course, with the Bricklink Designer Program coming up soon on Monday, gonna have a fresh new vid for that. And I'm just very, very excited. Kathleen, I don't think anything happened. Nothing really happened. It's just, it's a new day. It's a fresh new day. And hey, Dave, I might have some more Australian accents coming down the line. Little more backyard accent. That's more New Zealand. Little bit of New Zealand in there. Yeah, well, I just skipped an ad for you guys. Thank Cool Han Bricks for the ad skip there. I just popped up over to the side and I said, no, they do not need an ad. Not just yet. Maybe later. So Kathleen, on August 1st, over 2 weeks ago, I posted a YouTube short that in about 6 days hit 1 million views. And ever since then, it's just been getting more and more views, more and more subscribers. And so in the last week, I went from 5,000 subscribers on Tuesday to 6,000 subscribers today. So it's just been absolutely crazy hitting those metrics and those markers that I never dreamed I would hit. So that's kind of just where I'm at with it. So it's a little crazy. It's pretty crazy. I actually just thought of something new. So how do you guys feel about a Discord server? We're still kind of in the state of the union YouTube channel, state of the firm, I guess you could say. So I don't necessarily want to create my own my own Discord server, Discord channel, just because it's too much. and I'm already helping out the ACOB server a lot. So, state of the brick, nice. State of the firm, state of the firm. So maybe I can talk to Sean if he would allow a special role for people who are members of the firm as well. Maybe a special channel for us to chat that's locked off for only firm members. So, maybe. I don't want to encroach on his turf too much. Obviously, that's his brand, that's his server. I just help out moderating it. So, hey, you never know. You never know what could happen. Anything can happen. Okay. I feel like that's enough. That is the CPA-fol, Brickmaster Harry. Had to make some changes there. Oh, my word. Shout out to people I knew helping me out. Making my name a little better than it was before. Ooh, I actually have some really good thoughts. I'm going to share some really cool stuff with you all. But I want to... Bricklink Designer Program. The end is coming up very, very soon. And we've got a lot going on here with the Bricklink Designer Program. Rule changes. If you saw my recent video, you know all about the rule changes. You know how that's going on. You know the role, but basically no modulars. New rule, no modulars. That's just how it's going to be. It's kind of how it's already been. Like if there was a portfolio conflict that was related to modulars, they were always going to remove it. So, it's modulars would have been great as long as it was very, very different from the icon modulars, but it's just kind of where we're at. Let's see if I can even, where did I put that? I want to pull up a file. For that video, that rule change video, I created a couple of, where is it? I created a bunch of schedules, a bunch of graphs that mapped out the Bricklink Designer Program and what all the categories, what they were all broken down into. So I'm currently trying to find that. Let me just open Excel real quick. You know, I'm going to go back to the main screen just in case. Don't want something popping up on the screen that no one's supposed to see. Where are you? I know I saved it. I know for a fact I saved it. What? Book 1 maybe? This PC? What did I call it? I think I called it Bricklink. This is going to be a crying shame if I can't find it. I'll be very disappointed because I put like a full 5 minutes into it. Brickmaster Harry likes the New Zealand accent. Is it New Zealand or is it Australian? I've kind of got a nice mix, a bit of a mix between the two. It's important to not try too hard, because when you try too hard, you get a little too fancy with it. Anyways, I'm not going to be able to find it, am I? Ooh, oh, is that it? Cocoa Moon? It's not Cocoa Moon. Bionicle Cards Hall. It's not that one. Oh, did I just put it on my desktop? New Zealand. See, in my mind, I'm sounding like Hugh Jackman a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a whole lot. Just a little bit. But he's not from New Zealand. He's not a Kiwi. Anyways, I'm sure there's a subtle difference that my ear isn't trained enough to hear. I might just have to pull up my video. Anyways, while I'm talking through some stuff, Bricklink Designer Program. In this round, we received 305 different design submissions, which is a lot. It's the second most. Series 1 had the most with about 370. There were a ton in the first. So to have this many in the fifth, of course, after all the castle hype, man, that round, which let me see, ooh, the music might be a little too loud for you all. There. How's that? How's that music? Whoops. Man, I'm a little rusty, everyone. I'm a way bit rusty. Series 4. The backlash from Series 4 was just very fascinating, with having 2 medieval sets in one series. Not an ideal situation. If you remember my self-proclaimed legendary interview with Alex from the Bricklink Designer Program, was a beautiful, beautiful experience. Literally having his ear, having his attention for those couple of hours, or should I say like 8 hours of me building the Brick Cross train station was just, come on, get out of here, fly, was just amazing, absolutely amazing. And hearing what he had to say about this series and how it was not the intention, it's not how it's supposed to go, not one bit, was very reassuring, because they didn't want it to go that way. They didn't want it to happen. Had to. But regardless, this is where we are today, and I'm low-key still looking for that breakdown. But Series 5, August 19th. Now, it's supposed to go live on about noon Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in UK, it's going to go live about 5 or 6 p.m. If you're in the West Coast, on the West Coast, it's going to go live about 9 a.m. So there was a bit of disparity about when it goes live, depending on where you're at. But will I be in a meeting? Oh no, I think I'm going to be in a meeting. That is very not a good thing. I hope I'm not in a meeting during that time. That would be literally not ideal. But regardless, I'll be checking my phone. I'll have it up on my laptop. And then whenever I get home, bam, I'm gonna go right to creating that video, which, let me know what you guys think. I want some input to the core crew. Do you all think... Oh, you're all good, Coolhan? Have a great night. Sleep. I know it's pretty late there. Past midnight. Have a good rest. I'm curious what you all think. Would you rather see a classic... Would you rather see, for the Bricklink Designer Program, a classic CPA video where you've got me on the green screen talking, no cuts, no editing, no whatsoever? Would you rather see that, just kind of cut and dry takes? Or would you rather see me doing like proper edits, talking head, cuts in, zooming of photos, looking at specific things, all that kind of jazz? Would you rather see original style, or this kind of fresh edit that might take, or I should say, will take a little bit longer to get into your hands? Probably wouldn't be available to you all until about, I would even say like Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday, just depending on how crazy it gets. So I'm very curious to hear what you all have to say about that, because I'm making these videos for you all. So I want to hear your input. I want to know what you think. Okay, Angry Canadian wants the fresh cut. He wants the edited version. Coolhan wants that unedited organic. Well, I can tell you which video is going to perform the best. The fresh cut edit version is going to perform better. I can all but guarantee it. Granted, you're putting in more time for the video, so it better perform better. Granted, yeah, it's going to take a little bit more time to get out to the fans. So from that perspective, I mean, there's always give and take. Always give and take. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. So I might just make a game day decision, and I'll see what happens when I go from there. I really, I'm personally not sure. I know in my heart, I know what I should do, but will I do it? Will I do it? That's it's kind of the golden question. All right, let's see. Where is this? Where is this? What's one of the categories that would only be in this? Floral, nature, animal. Let's search floral on my hard drive and see if that one will pop up. Wow. Somehow there are multiple. What about medieval? All right, we got to go on the whole hard drive. Okay, it's just giving me the retiring set list. I really don't know. All right, we're going to do one more search, and then we'll just get into the straight up list. Because I do think it's really fascinating, the breakdown of what sets are created, of which categories are the heaviest. What are the heavy hitters? Obviously, building is by far the most. I don't think that would surprise anyone. In the slightest. But let's see. If working from memory, medieval castle was actually just as high as building was. So building was about 25%, medieval was about 30%, and then the next bit was actually kind of mixed up. It was all kind of a mixed bag as far as what we got. Let's see. Oh, Cooper, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate the kind words. And yeah, we'll see you in the replay, gang. Curious to know your thoughts on which sets you like the most from the Bricklink Designer Program. Dave Bricks is up for both. Okay. Good to know. So, looking at a couple of sets here, I have a lot pulled up. And of course, this was curated by not just me. This was curated by a couple other fans of the Bricklink Designer Program. And it's always fascinating to hear what other people think. But I will say, one of the fan favorites, like I'm telling you by and large, the fan favorite to be a finalist is this bad boy right here. Adventure in Transylvania. Now you might think to yourself, let's see. You might think to yourself, oh, that is so obviously a building. Just look at it. It's a straight up building. Right? Wouldn't you guys think that's a building? Well, let's go to the category sorting, sort by building. It's not a building. What is it? Oh, okay, certainly it's medieval castle. Okay, it's definitely medieval castle. It's not medieval castle either. What could it possibly be? Science, fiction, fantasy. This set fills the gap, fills the void for science, fiction, fantasy, which is completely fascinating. I didn't think this. I thought right off the bat, it's either building. Okay, if it's not building, literally when I talked to Alex about this set at Brickworld Chicago, he was like, oh, I mentioned it, kind of just said, what about Adventures in Transylvania? And he was like, yeah, that's an amazing design. That's a beautiful set. And guess who created this set? Sleepless Night. Now, some of you may not remember the name, but let me just zoom in on this one. Mountain Fortress. The same dude that created the set that sold out in 3 stinking hours. created this amazing masterpiece that is Adventure in Transylvania. I mean, if you're a fan, I know there's a lot of people out there who decry when Bricklink Designer Program repeats designers, but I'm like, how can you hate this? How can you hate that, Adventure? How can you just not like this? So having this take up the science fiction fantasy category filter is very interesting, because then there's so much room for so much else, whether it's medieval, whether it's building, there's just so much room. And as far as piece count, yeah, this bad boy is 4,000 pieces, 725 unique parts, which is about average for something like this. So I'd expect this to be at least $380, at least that much. Also, this set would probably be at the table at Brickworld Chicago 2025 if this is selected now. So, fingers crossed. Oh my goodness. Angry asks, how do they print the stickers? So they are able to do their own stickers. They're able to customize their own stickers. Has to be reasonable. But yeah, Lego will, or I should say Bricklink will literally just make stickers for this set. Or if there's already existing stickers, they use those. Man, there's this little gnat just hanging around here. It's bugging me like crazy. Man, just look at the design on this thing. Oh, you took it away. You took it away. Yeah, that's how they do that. So they can either create their own stickers, or more often than not, it's just pre-existing stickers. And of course, this one has that book style, that bookcase, or I should say that book style where they it opens and folds like so, which is so cool. Obviously, did I get it? Can't tell. Cannot tell one bit. So that's personally my number one pick, what I expect to be selected for the Bricklink Designer Program. This thing has 370 comments, which is a lot. 370 is a lot, to say the least. And yeah, you have people commenting, if this doesn't get chosen, major loss for the Bricklink community. The only one I'm willing to purchase. Oh, here's one from the designer himself. Thanks for the kind words. Of course, you are right about Vampire's face. Unfortunately, in the Bricklink Designer Program, we can only give blah, blah, blah. Let's see if he said anything else. Can't see anything else that he submitted himself. Moving on to the next one. Now, this one I think is less likely for a couple of reasons. The new rule of the Bricklink modulars not being allowed I think will come into play here. I think it will come into play with the Art Factory. Of course, this one is the Art Factory created by Brickster, who also created Brickcross Station. So how fun is that? No bias there in my selection. But very unsurprisingly, like, this dude creates amazing, amazing designs. His buildings are so unique, yet so familiar. It's just weird how to describe how his sets are designed. They're so crisp, so clean. This one, of course, like some of his others, like Art of Chocolate. Look at that. And actually, let me look at Series 3. I'm deciding if I want to share a little tidbit, a little bit of a rumor that I may or may not have heard as to a kind of guaranteed spot for what I know about Series. series. And yeah, multi-geek. Yeah, dude, this design is just so crisp, so clean. But yeah, like I said, it's unfortunate that it kind of fits the exact landscape of what a modular is. So that's why I think Lego might be holding back on this one, or Bricklink might hold back on this one. Oh, right. So right now we've got 16 people in chat, only 14 likes on the stream. Make sure you like the stream. Give it a good old-fashioned like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Don't want to miss out on anything. So make sure you subscribe if you're not already. And there's just literally just so much going on with this set. I love how classic it is. I love there's so much going on the inside. There's a piano on the inside, a full baby grand piano. Maybe even a full grand. Yeah, I love this set. I love Brickster is just such a talented, such a gifted designer. The Art Factory, just so cool. I mean, there's really not too much more to say, just to let the pictures speak for themselves. But 2,500 parts, give or take, 13 stickers, 481 unique parts. So this one, I'd price it at no less than $200, probably in the $230 price range. So it's getting a little spicy, but I mean, for what you're getting, if you stack this up to other modulars, I mean, this thing is going to sit so pretty in any Lego city. Any Lego city will look gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So this one is obviously a building. I do want to confirm the types for each one. So this one is called Art Factory. And if we sort by the filters, yes, obviously, very obviously this is a building. Did he say modular? And ooh. If you've watched my video about the Bricklink Designer Program, you probably know for a fact that this is a big no-no. He very much admits right away, modular building compatible. When the building is closed, it's modular compatible and adds interesting alleys on both sides. Big no, big X. So after learning about that rule, that puts this one in a very scary position as to actually being submitted. A little scary there, but I do just love this design so much. Now, let's go on to another one. Okay. Let's move Mushroom Village. If you know anything about Series 1, scratch that. Series 2, Jonas Krom created the Mushroom House, which took the Bricklink Designer Program world by storm. Everyone loved it. Sold out. Did an amazing job in his production, in his design, in the execution, and it really was a beautiful design. Well, he's created his own little micro theme and has submitted a bit of a larger design. 2,400 parts, so it would be no less than $200. Mushroom Village. How just absolutely fun is this design here? Jonas Krom has done it again, created a little bit more comprehensive design in this mini world. We get a ladybug. How cool is that? Giant carrot. A wonderful backside. Oh, I just realized the flower petals themselves move. Oh, that is so cool. That is absolutely so cool. Some unique parts, a little bit of a tree trunk there, of course. An open top tree trunk. It's just overall such a fun design. Does this one have the buildable snail or I think the other one? Yeah, this one has the buildable snail. The mushroom house that is actually already sold out. None of us can get it anymore. So this one, and if I'm going to look it up real quick. I think it's going to fit. Yep. This one is science fiction and fantasy. So this one might get edged out by Adventure in Transylvania, which would be interesting to see the discussion about how people think about whether this one gets chosen or whether the other set, the Adventure in Transylvania, gets chosen. That will be interesting discussion. And of course, we don't know now. We'll have to wait until later. So all I can do is offer my opinion and say I think Adventure in Transylvania will work. However, here's a scenario in which both can get selected from the same wave, if you will. Number one, let's say I don't think it's very much a surprise that Adventures in Transylvania very likely could be the number one voted set for the entire Series 5 group. If it's voted number one and there's no portfolio conflicts, this one is going to be selected right off the bat, which means we can no longer have another large build set. That large build set is taken. Potentially that science fiction fantasy group is taken off the board, which means Mushroom Village, cannot be selected. However, if we fall down into a scenario where selections numbers 10 through 30, 10 through 20 all have portfolio conflicts, when the program team sort it by most votes to least votes, we could get to a spot where Mushroom Village isn't encroaching on that size. It's a medium build set, and it's not conflicting with the size of the Bricklink part of the Adventures in Transylvania. So we are getting something new per se, but it's still giving us, it's a different enough build. Like if you look at this set, Mushroom Village, and you look at this set, Adventures in Transylvania, those are two different enough sets. They are truly different enough. You're not going to confuse them thinking they're kind of the same type of build. So I could definitely see both of those being chosen in a very unique type situation. So that's how we could end up getting both, which is very interesting to think about. Of course, this one, the Forest Merchants, I kind of had to pick it because it's a bit of a safe choice. It's a fun design. It's a cool design. It's pretty unique. And it's the continuation of Hanwas's sort of science fiction world. So this one, and it's a little bit of a smaller set. It's sub 200, sub 2,000 pieces, so it would definitely be sub $200. I'd put it at about $130, $140. And if we figure out which category it's in, this one is also science fiction fantasy. So that means that if this one gets picked above Mushroom Village, then unfortunately Mushroom Village will not be selected. There's literally no chance. If Adventures in Transylvania is number one, Forest Merchants is number two, and both get picked, Mushroom Village is off the plate. I don't see any world that it gets selected. The build itself, it doesn't really... I more so picked it just because I was thinking from the perspective of the world, the Bricklink community as a whole, what would they like to see? So this kind of filled that area for me. I don't think it's too crazy of a design or anything. It's safe. Like I said, it's a safe design that I think would be reasonable that someone would select this kind of build. But let me know in chat, you feeling this one? Does this one kind of speak to you? Is it a killer design? Is it a killer set? It's a continuation of that theme that Hanwha's has created, but I don't think it's too spectacular as far as other sets, really. Of course, in its own right, in its own design, it's a beautiful design. I love that little sub-theme he's created, but I just think the community might be looking for something a little new. Before we move on to the next one, Angry Canadian dropped his 8-month manager member chat, which is just so crazy, so cool. Let me go ahead and read that. Awesome 8+ months. Feels like yesterday you and Mrs. CPA moved that giant desk upstairs. Downstairs, you mean. We moved it downstairs. The show is a perfect start to my Sunday every week. Here's to more Bionicle streams, and congrats on 6K. Thank you for being a member for 8 months. That is just absolutely crazy. So cool. So glad to have you. I'm glad you found my channel. It was probably, like you said, it was a Bionicle short that you found, which is so cool that those shorts, while they don't get too many views, they do get a lot of love from awesome people in the community. So it's great to have you in the community. And yeah, it feels like, well, thankfully for me at least, it feels a little longer than yesterday, than when we moved this desk down here. So very glad that, well, I'm not looking forward to when we move this desk upstairs, whenever we inevitably move. Then in the next 8 months past that moment, you can also go, wow. Throwback to when Mr. CPA moved his desk back upstairs and they had to move houses. So it'll be a process nonetheless. But yeah, thank you so much for being a member and a manager, no less, as part of the firm. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was in the entryway. Mrs. CPA wasn't about that. Thankfully, I moved it without too much prodding from her. Thankfully for her, I'm sure. She was very grateful for that. So here's one that, pardon me. The Fire Lookout Tower, I thought it was overall an interesting design. It's kind of in that medium small range. It's a new designer, I think. I think it's a new designer. But let's see where this fits. Which filter this fits under. I'm going to guess nature. Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's different. I wish it was if they took out, I would say they should take out the truck and take out the campfire and maybe keep the park bench but make it part of the build and try and get it below 1,000 parts just to get something in that sub-1,000 range, to just sort of anchor this as like a set that the program would choose and the community mixed with the program would choose. But overall, I just think it's a fun design. It was one of those that it doesn't scream at you, but it just, you look at it and you say, oh, I really do enjoy this set. I do enjoy this design. It's just kind of simple, would look good honestly, this would look good not in a city, but a landscape. So I think there is some marketability with this set, and I think it's got a lot of potential. So that's one of the main reasons I chose this one. So without spending too much time on that one, we're going to go to a set that only has 883 parts, would be about $60 or $70. Ice Fishing Shack would go along great with your snack shack if you have one, which I do. It's got a little snowmobile, a little ice fishing hole here. Apparently it's right on the lake, which is cool. And it has a completely enclosed build, which is just super, super fun. Look at that. That is just the coziest shack you've ever seen. And for better or for worse, I don't think you're sleep. Oh, shoot. I just realized there's a little cot. there's a little cot up here, which is just really fun. Kind of adds a new element, because originally I was thinking, yeah, 2 people are not sleeping in this building, in this shack. But sure enough, 2 people are sleeping in this shack. So overall, I just really appreciate the design. I really like it. Let's see where this fits. I'm going... There's no way it's building. How is this one building and not floral nature animal? I guess it makes sense because it's like the shack is the focal build. But it is what it is. I think it's a really fun design. It fits into that small category where, man, if you want to create a submission for the Bricklink Designer Program, build something small. Start out with something small honestly, in the space category. I would go small and space category because as Alex has showed and as they've kind of looked at the submissions as a whole, not many people submit small sets. So if you submitted smaller sets, you have a very higher chance of getting selected, especially if they have to go really far down the line because of portfolio conflicts. You're sitting really pretty if a portfolio conflict happens and they get down to your design. So there's just a lot going into your favor if you're in that position where you submitted a small set and it was a solid one. And of course, obviously, smaller sets are very much so easier to design. Okay, Fabu bringing up an interesting point. Categories need work. I'm actually curious what you would suggest for categories, because if these were brought to the attention of the Bricklink Designer Program, they would take a serious look at them. If you had serious suggestions, they would definitely consider making changes. So I'm very interested to hear what you would have to say as far as categories go. Something to think about. Okay, so here's one. This is actually not the first time this has been submitted. This is the Viking longship by Jonas Krum, who, of course, Jonas created... He's the mushroom guy, right? Yeah, Jonas Krum is the Mushroom King. The Mushroom King. Let's see what this one fits under. I'm going to guess... No, not history period. Medieval castle? Okay, it's medieval castle. And I think this, like I said, I think this was submitted before. So let's figure out where it was submitted before. Okay, it was submitted in Series 4 and was not selected. So I'm actually worried that this one probably won't get selected because of a, drumroll please, portfolio conflict. I'm guessing there is a portfolio conflict with this set, which is the reason why this one is not getting selected. So if that is still the case, then LEGO will not be choosing it again. Or I should say Bricklink will not be choosing it again. Because it's got that conflict. Even though it is such a wonderful design, it's only 443 parts, so they could sell this one for $40. This would sell out. I feel like this one would sell out very fast because people would buy multiples. Easy beans, people would buy multiples of this set. So that's why I think it has the potential to hit those ranges. Anger Canadian bringing up a great point. What does portfolio conflict mean? So you are kind of showing that you maybe haven't watched my interview yet, which is fine. You can still watch that after the stream. A portfolio conflict means that LEGO has a set planned in the future that has not been released or revealed yet, and it is too close, it is too similar to a set that has been very highly voted on the Bricklink Designer Program, which means that LEGO supersedes the program, and the program cannot choose that set. So the Bricklink Designer Program manager gets a list of all the Lego sets that will be created over the next year or two, so he knows. So he can know which sets he needs to exclude from being selected. So I'm thinking that maybe this is one of those sets that was excluded from Series 4 because it was too similar to another set that was being released directly from Lego, whether it was the Creator 3-in-1 or what have you. I think there could have been a couple of reasons. And yes, Liam would look good next to the Viking village from 23. Yeah, would look amazing. Proper scale, perfect scale, really great characters as well. And Liam, yeah, you nailed it. I think this is the reason why this set was not picked, is because it was too close to that Viking 3-in-1 creator set. I think that's where we're landing at with this one. So I think it might fit into that same category, for better or for worse. Okay, so we're landing into another huge set. This is a 4,000 part set, The Thieves of Tortuga. So once again, if this is more into honorable mention, because if Adventure in Transylvania gets selected, Thieves of Tortuga does not have a chance of getting selected. Or is it pirate? Sure enough, this is a pirate theme set. Where are you at? So this is an interesting set. It looks amazing from the front. Unfortunately, when you get to the backside, I don't know if we can see actual pictures, but here's one picture, for example. It's open from the back, which a lot of people, myself included, do not appreciate that design methodology, but sometimes you have to do it to save on parts. He could very easily finish off the back of this thing, and you'd push 6,000 parts, which just is not doable for this program. So a lot going on with this set. Of course, it is meant more for play, I would say. It's got that play scale aspect. You can put it in your other pirate-themed sets, and it'll look great. The colors are a little bland, but Zenobia, with an interesting point, need more pirates or Imperial locations. So you might be interested in a set that I have showing up soon. All in all, though, I think the more I look at this one, the more it's probably not being selected. It only has 133 comments, so it doesn't have that going to it. But let's quickly take a look at a new set, a different set that you might really, really like. This is called Anchor Cove Imperial Shipyard. So right off the bat, this is going to be a history period. Just kidding. It's going to be pirate. There you go. And of course, this set is designed. This set is designed by the one and only Delusion Brick, who designed the recently revealed winner of a LEGO Ideas program submission in the form of the Goonies set. If you guys remember the Goonies ship, which was just revealed, he did win this one. He has had several amazing designs for the Bricklink Designer Program, this being one of them. You guys will have to let me know what you think about this one. I think it is amazing. And I'll tell you why. What really does it for me is the face. So let's take a look. And of course, Bricklink is being weird. Won't let me zoom in very effectively. Look at those walls. They're so simple. They're so clean that it just, I just love it. I love how crispy clean those walls are. I don't know. Am I going crazy, guys? Am I just absolutely crazy? Zenobia says, if that set comes out, I'd finally have something to dock my Imperial flagship in. Yes, you would. And this, I don't know, it's a beautiful set. Fabu says it's too clean. It doesn't look like Lego. I mean, you have to think about it this way. You'd be seeing seams and lines in it, so it would still look Lego enough. Like, with all this brick, quote-unquote brickwork over here. I feel like, in my mind, it looks enough like Lego. And then, of course, you can very clearly see the other side of it. So it still keeps that Lego charm in my mind. Oh, hey, Brick Badger. Says, good evening, first time joining live. Big fan of CPA. I'm glad to have you in the chat for the first time. It's always nice to meet people who've been along for the ride, whether it's in videos that I've made or pre-play, watching those live streams on pre-play, or just whatever it may be. It's always great to get that live connection with everyone. So thanks for joining in the chat. I imagine you're already subscribed, but if you haven't liked the video, if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit both of those buttons. They're free and easy, let me tell you. Free and easy. Everyone likes that. Moving back to this one, we've got a couple good feedbacks from that. Liam, I'm curious what you mean by that flag in green. Is that a new thing that I'm just not aware of? Having this flag in green? Oh my goodness, I just realized that you can actually take the wall off. You can take the wall off and see the little mini ship build. Oh, that's so cool. There's a mini ship build. That's fun. And I do really love the tree designs. I think they're just very crispy designs, which obviously helps. Okay. Moving back to kind of the main photo here. It looks really clean. How many pieces? Okay. Oh, it's pushing 3,000 parts. Pushing 3,100 parts, excuse me. And then this one would be about 290 to 280 or more. So it would be in that medium large price point. Zenobia says that's a good base to start a mock if people would be interested in making it larger too. Yeah, that's true. I feel like you would just want to connect it to other stuff. I don't know about personally. I think it would just connect well to other stuff. And yeah, Brick Badger, you're right. It's an overall great design, and it does have a very unique. In my opinion, it's a unique thought. A lot of people, they'll just do a cove or they'll just do a ship, but this is like an Imperial Shipyard. So you've got this overall Imperial thought process, but then you have this awesome ship kind of nestled in the middle, which is really fun. Liam, the parts limit is 4,000. 4,000 parts. No more, many less. So that's our limit with that. Now, I think I have one more. Portal of Shadows by Brent Walker. Now, this might not surprise you. It's not science fiction? Oh my goodness. It's medieval. It's medieval castle. I think I remember this being an issue when I first looked at this set. So this is another very large thing. So if Adventures in Transylvania gets selected, it's not going to win. Also, what do you guys think? Are we hitting a portfolio conflict if this Portal of Shadows gets a very high enough vote? Is this going to be considered a portfolio conflict with the D&D set that is currently on shelves? Well, see, Fabu was bringing up the category question again, and I've talked to some other Lego people, and they think that D&D is like more medieval than science fiction or fantasy. So maybe I'm just off in that respect, but maybe I'm missing something. So it does break down into several builds. The portal looks so cool, and if you can light up that bad boy, it would look so good. Like you've seen here, obviously stock, it does not come that lit. But these rendered images are just so cool. Of course, there's a cave underneath. You got all your different characters. And dude, if they make this set, you can fill this with the D&D CMF line. And oh my goodness, it's going to look so good with all those different characters. And hey, look at that. Another Lionites minifigure. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would love getting another Lionites. So crispy. The dungeon, the jail cell, just overall. And I'm also curious to think, do you guys think this is better than the D&D set that we got? Because I think it's way better. I would rather have this than that D&D set we got. This is just so cool. Oh, it looks so good. I'm curious to know what you guys think. So as you all may have gathered, I did not look at very many castle sets. And that's because a lot of the castle sets, just medieval castle, were just not that good. For whatever reason, they just weren't that good. But I want to scroll through and see if anyone can pick out any good stuff. If you see something that catches your fancy, let me know. I'm going to do the same. And I will just say right out the gate, there were a lot of sets that were just bland. Like, this is kind of cool, I guess, but it's just so meh. And it's got an open back, so it's an automatic L. This one is kind of fun. It looks a little close to the medieval blacksmith. So I don't know about this one. Let's see what else we got going. And then you have like huge stuff, of course. Oh, actually I can also do this. I forgot about this sorting. I'm going to sort by size. Large to small. So yeah, you've got like huge sets like this. King's Castle. Not a chance this one gets picked. I'm sorry, just not a chance. Fort by the River, interesting design, just not going to happen. I don't know. It's a lot of that, honestly. Just stuff that looks good, but just not going to happen. Like Moldy Rock. It's too... Oh, I guess it is modular. You can, well, not modular. It's... You can mix up and set it up differently, which is fascinating. But once again, just not going to happen. So that's why, for the main reason, for the most part, no modular. Of course, we do have to take a look at this one. This is, of course, created by Mind the Brick, who created the old engine train shed. So we'll take a look at hers. And, of course, this is the... I'm sorry, I'm not up... The Wolfpack. Wolfpack. So you get a lot... This is like a Wolfpack battle pack set, to be honest. It's about 3,200 pieces, so it's still in that medium-large set. Double Arrow Ballista, Prison Escape. So a lot going on here. But unfortunately, I'm sorry, Maria, I just don't see this one getting selected. How many comments did they get? 72. I just don't see enough following, and then I think there might be too much conflict. Maybe a portfolio conflict with this one. Yeah, and exactly, Fabu. Like, you scroll through, and they all just look too similar. No one really stands out. I don't see any of these getting picked. Like, this one was all created by the same person. They just did like 4. They would have been better off making one solid choice. Like, they're not going to get all of them selected. So there were a lot of outposts, actually, like hideouts and outposts, which was interesting. I thought this one was fun. Okay, this one actually does have a shot, and I will tell you why this one has a shot. It's less than 1,000 pieces, and it's filling that medieval section. So it's a solid build. Let's see how many comments. 5 comments. Never mind. Probably not getting selected. It's a pretty simple design, but pretty solid, I think. It's just really small. And there's your minifigs, the Forestmen. Yeah, I don't think we're getting all of that. Brick Badger says, is this the series with the mushroom homes? So, yes, it is actually. This is the one with Mushroom Village, which we took a look at earlier. And I basically said there's a slight chance this one gets picked. It's up against the science fiction fantasy, which is also where Adventures in Transylvania are located. So that's kind of just where we're at with this one. I think Adventure in Transylvania will get selected, and then Mushroom Village will unfortunately fall into that trap of the same category already got picked, so it can't get picked again. But needless to say, that's about all we have for tonight for CPA-fol Podcast episode 41. And let me tell you, I can't wait to see which sets get revealed on Monday. I am so excited. I might just be sitting on noon, refresh. So we'll see what I can get going. Let me know in the chat if there were any sets that you've noticed on your own looking through these, or in the sets that I have presented to all of you, which ones do you think are the most possible to be able to be selected for the Series 5 finalists? Of course, as we're looking in our timeline, we're right here. The 5 designs are going to be announced on Monday, and I'm so excited. Literally could not be more excited. Bricklink Designer Program, literally for the community. Could not be more for the community. And I think that's why I love it so much, because you can really you can get in the nitty gritty with some of what these designers are going through, what they're going for, what they're trying to achieve. And it's always cool to celebrate with the designers when they get selected, because it is a huge accomplishment. It's a huge achievement to get selected. Like, it's no joke. So very glad for all the future designers that are out there that are going to be winners on Monday. Very excited. We'll celebrate with them in their achievements. And you can tune into the video of my thoughts on the selections on either Monday or Tuesday. We'll say between Monday and Wednesday, depending on which video style I choose, because I'll see what we can get. I'll see what can go on there. So thanks for everyone for stopping by tonight in the stream. Hope you all have a great rest of your evening, great rest of your weekends. We'll see you on Monday for that video, and we will see you next week for the CPA-fol Podcast episode 42. Thanks for watching.